Alright boys, we're back in the video. Today we're talking about what the Houston Rockets roster will look like in the future, and quite honestly, this offseason if they make the right moves. So what's up? My name is JT. If you guys like the video, drop it down below and press the subscribe button, and let's get to the video. So, I think I made a video about this a couple of days ago about the Houston Rockets making these changes, and I basically talked about, what they would do in the draft lottery, what they would do in the draft, offseason moves, offseason changes, signings, trades, all that kind of jazz. But just like today, we're talking about roster changes only and what it's going to be looking like in the offseason and moving on to the next season. So let's first start off with the bench. Now, the bench, I fully expect them to at least re-sign either Sterling Brown or David Nwaba. I mean, those are two very important pieces to our roster off the bench. Obviously, we know what Sterling Brown can do. He shoot the three at a very high clip. David Nwaba gives them some defense and offense. So I just fully expect them to at least to re-sign one of them. Now, honestly, I really think they could go for a backup point guard or at least a backup big, because I feel like they could let DJ Wilson walk in free agency because he is a restricted free agent. But we already have DJ Augustine as that backup point guard, and he's basically like 33, so has that veteran experience. Was actually really good for us this season. I mean, obviously over the season, I don't have his season stats pulled up, but I will in a moment. So DJ Augustine over the season has been averaging 9.7 points, 1.9 rebounds, and 4 assists. So pretty good all-around stats for DJ Augustine. I mean, if you want to look more into it, just go to ESPN. I mean, over the season, let's see, with the Houston Rockets, man, it's been, oh, here. So with the ESPN, man, with the Houston Rockets, been averaging 7.7 points, 1.6 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Now, although those aren't really good numbers, it's pretty good for the type of caliber player he is. I mean, he is 33 years old, so really good production off of DJ Augustine, man. Had a lot of really good plays this season, had a lot of double-digit games this season too, so would really be okay with keeping him on the roster. Now, honestly, off the bench, I finally expect them to re-sign, well, not re-sign, but sign Armoni Brooks to a guaranteed contract with the Houston Rockets this season. At 23 years old, too, he's been averaging 11.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 2 assists. So, really good game, well, really good all-around career for Armoni Brooks. I mean, this is his rookie year, which is actually pretty amazing. He broke the three-point record in the first 17 games, breaking Damian Lillard with 48, I want to say. So, really good all-around season for Armoni Brooks. Over the season, averaging 40.6 field goal percentage and 38% from three. So pretty good for Armoni Brooks, just an absolute sniper. And now, basically the next few changes, I mean, they're probably going to look to trade Avery Bradley. He has a player option. Eric Gordon, who's on an absolutely ridiculous contract. I mean, those are the only two really bench players on the bench that really need to get moved. I mean, obviously, Dante Exum's going to free agency. Anthony Lamb, bench player. Kenyon Martin Jr. I feel like he could start next season. I really could. Over Kelly Olynyk too. I mean, if you decide to re-sign Kelly Olynyk, KJ Martin might get to start over Kelly Olynyk, which is honestly a hot take, but honestly, I feel like he's that type of caliber starting power forward that we need. So, wouldn't be too inclined to start him. And honestly, like, I definitely feel like we should keep Cam Oliver over DJ Wilson. I mean, Cam Oliver, although he only played out, 5 games with us, 5 to 6 games. In those 5 to 6 games, he's been absolutely amazing. I mean, he's only 24 years old too, which is pretty good. In those 5 games, I mean, actually 4 games, he's been averaging 10.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. His rebounding is not really too good, but he can shoot the ball at a high clip. I mean, over the season, basically been averaging 57.6 field goal percentage and 30.8% from three, which is pretty good for a big. So wouldn't be too bad to keep Cam Oliver, let DJ Wilson walk, and honestly, I want to see this bench thrive, man. I mean, we already got Kyrie Thomas on a multi-year deal, so pretty good. I like to see from Kyrie Thomas. The Houston Rockets are really good at finding some really underrated talent, so hopefully we keep a lot of these guys around. Now, in terms of the basically starter positions, I mean, we obviously got John Wall, KPJ, Jae'Sean Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Christian Wood. I mean, I fully expect him to re-sign Kelly Olynyk. I mean, like, he absolutely loves it here, man. He said himself he loves it here, so honestly, I think he's going to re-sign here. I don't even give him 10 million at best to come off the bench. So, I really would like to keep Kelly Olynyk, man. I really would. No, honestly, I definitely think they should look to move John Wall for anything. I mean, if he's worth at least a second round or first round pick, just get him out of there just for the salary reasons. But for the most part, I feel like we could keep Wall because no trades might happen for him, no teams might go for him, so it just makes sense. And then obviously we're keeping KPJ, Jae'sean, KJ Martin, and Christian Wood. I mean, that's our young four right there, so no reason to move them. Now, in terms of like signings and trades, I mean, Miles Turner is definitely an interesting one. I mean, my boy Swaggy, I mean, if you guys want to check him out, I got his link in the description. But he's been talking about how the Houston Rockets should get Miles Turner. It would be a really good piece on this roster. I mean, what would we give up? Kelly Olynyk, Eric Gordon. I mean, I don't know, we wouldn't give too much because they're obviously shopping Miles Turner, so would make pretty much a lot of sense. Give them Kelly Olynyk for him to start at the 4 and then Sabonis at the 5, and then give them Eric Gordon who can come off the bench for them and really work out. Now for the Rockets, Christian would move to the 4 and then Miles Turner would move to the 5. I mean, that's an absolute great duo. Miles Turner covers for Christian Wood in the paint with all his blocks, and then they can both stretch the floor. Christian Wood's a better offensive player than Miles Turner, so it makes sense. They cover for each other's weaknesses, and honestly, it would really work out with them. So honestly, like I could see this Miles Turner trade happening, but highly doubt it. And like for the most part, I mean, like that's really the extent of the signings and trades. I mean, we're not really going for big time free agents because obviously like this free agency class is pretty weak. I mean, the best player is Kawhi Leonard, but obviously he's gonna re-sign with the Clippers, and it just makes sense. So that's my take on the Houston Rockets roster changes this offseason. And honestly, if they don't make any roster changes, man, there's going to be some problems. So hopefully Stone makes the right moves, and hopefully he gets some big time free agents. So if that's the video, if you guys like the video, drop it below, press subscribe button, and all peace.